I begin to I begin to
Yeah, I'm already serious, so I'm in YouTube mode.
Alright, let's get in the mood. Happy New Year, guys! Happy New Year! I hope everyone had a nice holiday. I hope you enjoyed your holiday. I hope you had fun, you traveled.
Some of us did.
I hope you had enough food. I mean, all the jollof, was it jollof?
I hope you had a very dirty December.
Was your December dirty or was it clean?
Very clean.
Anyway, Happy New Year, guys. I hope and pray that this 2023 will be a good year for every single one of us. Like Barolo, inshallah.
Amen.
Anyway, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for, always totally grateful to every single one of you who are subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much. I am deeply grateful. You guys are the best, man. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for constantly watching, for reposting, for liking, for commenting. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm deeply grateful. So for the first topic of the year, okay, before we go into that, you guys already know my sister. Mina money, Mina pounds, Mina dollar.
Amen.
So I mean, she's not a stranger on the channel. You guys already know her. So yeah, I have her with me because we are going to be discussing serious topic today. Yes, and who better to bring on this topic than Mina? Because you people should be ready for all the chaos today because we are going to be breaking and shattering tables like there's no tomorrow. Anyway, the topic for today. You guys have to bear with us because this 2023 we came with all seriousness. I feel like we need to pull some people's ears. We need to pull people's ears and not just our age. I mean, it cuts across all ages, to be honest. So yeah, the topic for today is parenting. I mean, I feel like this topic is a very vast topic, and no matter how much time we take, no matter how much we discuss the topic, I feel like we still can't, fully speak about the topic. But we are going to say our bits, and hopefully it makes an impact on whoever is watching.
And this is just two people's opinion.
Yes, this
have
is
billions
our
of
own
people in this
personal
world,
opinion.
and every single person will have something to say about it.
Yes, we do not speak for the general public.
Exactly.
We are only speaking based off of our own personal experience and what we've seen, what we've heard,
on the internet.
Yes. All right, so let's start. Anybody could be a parent, to be honest. I mean, our God is so good and kind that anybody can be a parent.
Just gives everybody free subscription to just multiply.
Yes.
Just
He said, go into the world, go forth into the world and do what? And multiply. Exactly. Our God is not a stingy God. So he made sure that, everybody's capable of having a child. Or, well, not everybody, but, you get the gist. However, you don't have to be a biological parent to the child you are parenting. You could be a legal guardian. That does not make you the parent. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, you could be a parent. You could be an aunt that is taking care of a cousin, a niece, a nephew. You're also parenting the child. So basically, anybody that takes care of a ward is who we are referring to in this topic. Yes, as a parent. So yeah, let me start by asking, how was growing up like for you?
To be very honest, growing up was really, really great.
Oh, nice.
It was great. I mean,
really nice.
My parents never beat me. Thanking God for this. We're just a very, can I call us conservative? We're a bit conservative, like just keep to ourselves, barely any friends, always indoor reading, and I never got to watch all those baby shows and everything. I watched documentaries. Watch ABCs, watch 1, 2, 3.
Guys, see
nursery rhymes, and honestly, in secondary school, while I was a day student at some point, every morning we read newspaper. before going to school.
Okay, yeah, we had that era too.
Exactly.
But
So like it was always like
it wasn't that
the
serious.
book thing for me.
Okay, that's cool because you know the what's crazy is that we kind of have similar childhood. Okay, so guys, we didn't grow up together. We don't have the same parents. So in case you are confused, we don't have the same parents. But we kind of had similar childhood because my parents were not strict. In fact, in a way, I felt like they probably spoiled us. To be
I always
honest.
say that I have the most unconventional
I
family.
say because
Like-
no, I guess we're lucky in that aspect. We're really lucky in that because my parents had never beaten me. Oh yeah, my mom beat me just once, and that's because I burnt soup. That was like the only time, and I deserved it because she was in the hospital. It was just myself and my brother, and I needed to take care of my younger one. I was already in
And you
JSS2.
burnt soup.
There was no
What were
reason
you
for me to
doing?
burn the soup. I was distracted, and I burnt soup. And I know fully well that there was no way she would make another soup for us because she was in the hospital. So yeah, she beat me. But that was the only time ever that she laid her hands on me. I feel like most times she probably yell at you, scream, and tell you to kneel down. I don't even think I knelt down at all.
Honestly, I don't even think I slept.
Yeah,
for
that
the
was
trip
why
or did
when I
anything like
entered,
that.
when I was in secondary school, I did not understand why teachers were beating us because
It felt
like
so strange.
nobody beat
Am
me
I
at
a
home.
god?
Like
Why you beating me?
I know what I actually stood on that ground. Like my dad never beat me, so you have no right as a teacher to touch me. Well, that's in it. God.
I have a question for you, Wemi. So, seeing your own childhood compared to other people's, let's say your classmates while growing up,
Mm.
did you think maybe like the ones that maybe their parents were a bit strict
Yeah.
to them, or they didn't exactly have as much as you did while growing up?
Mm.
Did you think maybe oh they are below you? Did you think their parents were not trying? Was it like that for you? Did you ever think like that at any point?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I never thought anybody was below or beneath me. I didn't
know,
think.
It is quite different these days.
Yeah, I didn't think that. Although I didn't quite
Understand?
understand why their parents were the way they were. I just remembered one particular person right now whose parents were really strict. It made no sense to me because how old was she? She was like, you had no reason to be. It didn't make any sense, to be honest. It didn't make any sense. And to be honest, if I'm being honest myself, it made no difference in the life of the child. Whether you were strict, whether you were not strict, it didn't in any way shape the child into an amazing human being, quote unquote. So yeah, I mean,
You know, as the
people
saying
can
goes,
parent however way they go, they
the
want.
strictest parents raise the worst children.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Parent however way you want to parent, but I mean, let's be human while doing it. Because sometimes I wonder, like, was it you that birthed this child? Because why do you beat your child to the point where the child is almost dying, like to the point where the child is fainting, and you got like you were pregnant, you had the baby in you for 9 months, and as the father, you didn't have baby in you, but obviously the child
The
is yours.
entire
So
journey,
why do
exactly.
you do that? It makes no sense, and I still can't fathom it. But you know, I guess there are
So,
all stories to tell. So
To buttress your point, I want to make reference to, I can't remember the lady's name. She made a post on Instagram in 2020 telling people to open up about their childhood traumas and the beating aspect.
Yeah.
And there was a particular girl that mentioned that she went out one day and was like 5 minutes late, like later than her curfew, and her mom shaved her head and beat her with like
I remember that
rod
thing on Twitter. Oh my god, that didn't make any
I
sense.
was mortified.
That
I cannot
didn't
imagine
make
that
any
ever happening
sense.
to me.
That didn't make
No
any
child
sense.
deserves that. No.
That
That's
didn't make any
wickedness.
sense. I actually saw a video on Instagram recently. This is a white family, not a Nigerian family actually. The girl, I guess she's a teenager. She was making video calls with her friends or watching something on her tab or so, and the mom came yelling. I think she was trying to tell her to do something, and then the girl was not paying attention. She just carried scissors and cut her hair.
Oh my god.
Man, I was like, what does the hair have to do with what she was like? It makes no sense.
It doesn't give any character
See,
development
guys,
whatsoever.
I know that a lot of us, I'm sure some of you went through some of these things that we're talking about. We didn't go through it, so we can't exactly say how you feel or
Also,
whatever.
because we did not go through the harsh part of the growing up, doesn't mean that we had it 100%. I'm
See?
telling you, we all still have childhood traumas.
Yes, no,
trust
definitely,
me. Because my
definitely.
parents being very conservative and just leaving us to do our own thing doesn't mean we did not want what
Yeah.
some of the other kids had. But
yeah.
in all, I'm still very grateful for the childhood.
I guess
because
what I was trying to say is just that, please, let's do better when we have our own kids.
Exactly.
Please, let's do
and
better.
that's the whole point of the video.
Yes.
Comparing how our parents raised us to how we are going to raise
Yeah.
our own ones.
I guess my other question to you would be, were you close to either of your parents or both your parents growing up?
Okay, growing up, I was close to both my parents.
Yeah.
But now I'm closer to my mom because growing up, my dad taught me how to ride a bike, taught me how to write, to wash car. I washed
Okay, I never washed car. I never did.
Yeah, at some point, yes. So when he comes home, he doesn't even really ask us to, but like the excitement that daddy is home, we'll all wake up early, all of
Yeah.
us, and start washing the car. I'll pick one tire, my sister will pick one tire, this one will pick one tire. We'll just be so excited to wash his car. Then cooking. Mine's not really
So, but what really changed though? Because you said you were closer to both your parents when you were little. So what changed? Why are you much closer to your? I mean, not in full details, but was it something about the parenting that changed? That
No, it's not exactly about the parenting. I went to the hostel. Then from hostel, graduated, uni. Just you get it. Just the distance,
Okay.
I think, leaving home.
Well, I feel you. As a child, I wouldn't necessarily say I was closer to either of my parents. Yeah, my dad and I have a very good relationship, like an extremely good relationship. But I was a very shy child, so and I'd rather just be left alone. I didn't necessarily like to be in anybody's space. I did not want it to be my space. I just want to be by myself most of the time, reading my books or watching movies or whatever. So yeah, I didn't necessarily have that closeness. But you know, everybody's always saying, "When me is daddy's favorite child," but it's not like we're paddy, but I was closer to him than my other siblings, but not necessarily that we're close in the sense of a parent being close to a child, because they barely talk to me about personal things. It was just, oh, she's daddy's favorite because daddy's always buying her things, daddy always wants her around, you know, daddy probably always takes her everywhere. That's the kind of closeness. It wasn't that, oh, something terrible happened to me, or maybe there was this boy that said he likes me and I slapped him and I was also gonna tell my mom. It wasn't that kind of closeness at all. So my mom has always been a very shy person. She doesn't necessarily, well, like people, you know, growing up, now I understand a lot of things better. Then I didn't quite understand why, because I know I have friends who were very close to their parents. You know, like something will happen in school and they'll be like, I'll go and tell my mom one thing. Or you
Tell my
know,
mommy for you.
yeah, there was this particular incident in secondary school where a girl, I think a boy liked her, or two boys liked her, and then she was like, that she was talking to her mom about it, and her mom was saying, you know, that she should just bring home the guys so she can meet them and all of that. In my head,
Can
I'm
never
like,
be.
you
Can
say,
never
like, how do I tell my mom that I have two, not even one, two boys?
Two boys.
I
Either my
know.
mommy said I should avoid men. I should never talk to boys.
Like, it wasn't that serious. My parents weren't that. It was when I entered uni. Yeah, when I entered university, then my dad and I got way closer, because and it was because I started opening up more in secondary school. You know, I mean in university, sorry. Yeah, in secondary school I did open up more as at SS2, SS3. I was ready. In a way I changed. So from SS2, SS3, I stopped being a very shy kid and I started being outspoken. So yeah, that way I changed. But in university, I felt like I took charge of how my relationship with my dad would go. I'm saying my dad because I still couldn't, even at the time, I still wasn't like really close to my mom in any way. We're just, you know, mother just call me, I call you, check on you, that was it. She didn't necessarily have she doesn't know any private thing about me. But yeah, I would call my dad and tell him about some personal things. So I felt like my dad was the kind of person that unless you tell him, he wouldn't necessarily ask you. You get, but when you tell him,
Let you have your own
yes,
moment.
when you tell him, he would give his opinion, he would talk to you, he would do all that. But in a way, I feel like he's shy too. But he just, I really don't. To be honest, I don't know why my parents were like that. But I guess it was their own upbringing, so from their own parents, they didn't have the luxury of also talking to their own parents. So he just doesn't. It just seemed foreign to them. Same personal things with their children. I guess I'm guessing because that's what people have said. You know, when I asked someone quite recently, you know, why our parents were like that, person said, you know, it's because of the things that they grew up with.
Exactly.
They had their own childhood traumas and all that too. So
As much as some of us would not really like to admit, we are a reflection of our upbringing.
yeah, we are.
Our parents are exactly the reflection of their own upbringing, and I won't lie to you, towards the end of uni, there were so many things I had to unlearn that okay, it was see, I used to think maybe I was invisible and when I'm just walking, people cannot see me. I'm the kind of person that will walk behind my friend group.
Yeah.
And not because there was anything wrong, but it has just always been like that for me growing up, like just always keep to myself. But towards the end of uni I started speaking up more, making friends, talking to people.
Yeah. So I feel like that's one thing we at this age, in our generation and the next generation, generation before us, could do
Well,
better.
me, I have one question for you. So, well, we are all growing up, and a lot of times it crosses our mind that, oh, this is the kind of parent I'm going to be.
Yeah.
So, what kind of parent do you think you're going to be?
I feel like I always think about this thing. Like I
always.
actually always think about it. I mean, not every single day, but it crosses my mind a lot of times as to what kind of parent I will be to my kids. And basically because I do not want to be like my parents. I mean, my parents are great. They are amazing human beings. I had a very good childhood, like I said earlier. But I do not want to parent my children the way they did me. I could learn one or two things from them. Maybe I could take one or two things from them, but I can't exactly, you know, parent my kids the way they parented me. So yeah, the kind of parent I would be to my children. One thing I feel like I would be is my children's friend. And I mean friend, not in the sense, because sometimes a lot of parents also get it wrong. I mean, I guess you're trying to be friends with your kids, but there should be boundaries. You are also their parents, not just their friends. So there are certain things that you should put boundary on certain things. So yes, I would really love to be close to my kids. I want my child to have my daughter to have a first period, and the very first person she wants to tell is me. You know, like, mommy, I saw my period today. What should I do? How can I go about it? Oh, mommy, this boy said this to me in class. This person insulted me or abused me. You know, I want them to be able to speak up whenever something happens to them, or at the slightest thing that could happen in their life. I want them to think about me first, you know, before them thinking about their friends. Now, when things happen in my life, the first person I'm thinking about is, oh, I need to tell my friend this. Before I would even think of telling my mom. You get, I mean, my dad is no longer there, so obviously my mom. But I just really want to be close to my kids, yes. And then I feel like I am going to discipline my kids, but I am not going to be a strict parent.
That's the key
Yes,
thing.
it's very important. You need to also learn the difference. Because one thing I've always said since I was in secondary school is this, and it was my principal that said it before I started saying it, so it wasn't originally my idea. So I just figured that whenever you beat a child because a child did something bad or terrible in your own eyes, I feel like you are kind of just portraying your own insecurities, your own issues into that child or onto that child, because you have no reason to beat that child whatsoever. Because in a way, let's look at it, if I do something wrong, just as at my age, I do something stupid I know I'm not supposed to do. We do stupid things, we make stupid decisions all the time. Does anybody beat me? No.
Actually.
Nobody beats me. So how come when a child with lesser brain cells, like the child is still growing, there are still things that the child is still learning. The child does something stupid in your own eyes, and then you beat the child, you physically assault the child. That's the way I say it. It doesn't make any
Because it
sense.
triggers you.
Yes, exactly. I feel
Not
like
because that child did something gravely
so
wrong.
at the end of the day, you have to watch your own yourself. I mean, you have to, it's your own anger issues, to be honest, because you are the angry one. You are the one who needs to curtail your anger. The child had no reason to be beaten. You could as well just said something to the child, punish the child in a different way. If it's to seize the child's phone, tell the child to kneel, tell the child to do any other thing, like take away the child's allowance, TV time, or whatever. You don't necessarily have to physically inflict pain on the child. It makes no sense. And so all those teachers that they will tell you stood down for 1 hour, those are impractical. Now going to the gym, you know when you do that that thing, that bicycle, is it bicycle cross? That thing that you do on the wall.
Oh, okay.
That thing that you do by the wall, that you stay, that you put your hand like this, those were punishments in secondary school. Looking back at it, whenever I go to the gym, I tell myself that there's one particular teacher, my God will judge you, because if I do that thing for, you know how many seconds like that, 30 seconds, and my legs are shaking, I'm thinking this man would make some people do it for 1 hour, 2 hours. It makes no sense.
That's just
to be
very
honest. That's a big red flag. Like, nobody needs to do that. You don't need to physically inflict pain on your child because you are angry. Let the child be. They are still growing. Do you think our parents did a better job at parenting compared to this generation? What do you think?
I can't exactly say somebody is doing a better job and somebody is not. I just think as the years went by and as the years are going by, we keep learning more. We keep unlearning things that we learned in our own childhood.
Definitely.
Like communication, like you said earlier, that you could not communicate until like you were in uni. Now, people will start teaching their babies to speak up. If this person is treating you this way, or if you feel a certain way,
I agree.
communicate your anger, say what you want, or do you want to eat this? It's not the one that they will force baby to come and eat vegetables. You should eat your vegetables for sure, but like, oh, I don't like this one, I don't want to eat this. Oh, my sister. You know, before, like, as babies, in those days, your mom can say, oh, don't talk back to your brother, don't do this, your brother is this, your brother is this. It is very different now. If your brother is doing any of your brother will collect. You get me?
Yeah,
so it's
I
not the
agree
one that you let your brother
communication
exactly.
now. I agree. I totally agree that there's better communication now compared to then.
And I feel like our generation will raise the boys better. Not that they did not raise the boys well before, but like being domestic.
Now people are now aware of the fact that they mostly concentrated on females,
just raising
female
them to
kids
be like good wives and
Yeah.
just be very meek and polite in the society. But now they will also treat boys the same way. Learn how to sweep. If you cannot cook, you are not eating. If you don't clean.
Do you think they are overdoing it?
No, they are not overdoing it. They are not.
No, like this generation, like with the whole parenting in general, do you think because of the wokeness of, oh, I want my child to be, I want to have a better relationship with my child, I want to be closer to my child, do you think a lot of people are overdoing it?
I'm just thinking that
let's take social media for example. Like, I mean, I'm not judging anybody, and again, this is our own personal opinion. But do you think people putting their children, their babies, on social media for fame? Because a lot of people put their kids on social media just for pictures, just for memory. What's it called? To keep memories. I mean, I would do that too, because social media is everlasting. You can always go back and check.
If I would do that, like putting my kids' pictures on the internet, I'll probably
put it on private.
Exactly, or just have like a hard drive.
Or you just archive every single thing.
Yes,
like
just put it in a hard drive or something.
Yeah. So I think that if you put your kids' pictures and videos out there on a regular basis, and the kids are having followers, I mean strangers as followers, and you keep updating them, I feel like you want your kid to have that kind of life. So do you think
I can't imagine my parents creating a life that I did not want for me. They can't exactly know how I want the course of my life to go. Me, for example, imagine my parents posting my own pictures with the kind of person I am. I'll probably never speak to them again. If they did that to me as a child, let me be old enough to make my own decisions. So
I agree.
for social media, it's a two-way thing, to be
Yeah,
very
I
honest,
agree.
because I don't really know what's going on in their family. We don't know if all they show us on social media is what it is, or there's more to it.
Also, looking back at what I just said, I'm also a little bit conflicted because as much as I do not want my kids' life to be on social media, I mean I'm still going to post pictures regardless because I'm keeping memories for you. But I don't want my kids' child to be alive to be on social media. But I also know that social media makes like people make a ton of money on social media. A lot of children, kids, babies are making so much money on social media due to their followings and stuff like that. And I know that has helped some families. In a way, I actually want the money, but I don't think I want the fame that comes with it. But I mean, I want my kid to be popular and then it's paving way. For example, I'm not going to mention name, but these actresses, daughters, they've been on social media all their life. They've been in the limelight all their life, so that kind of really paved way for them in the sense because now they just they used the platform to their own advantage and now they are making a whole lot of money from it, and that's because their parents put them out there right from when they were babies. So I don't know, I feel like I want my kid to make money because I mean in this generation, this day and time, social media is like the it thing. I want my child to make that kind of money, but I don't know. I still don't know if I want my child to be alive to be in the public eye.
For me, I feel like if I start to rigidly condition my own child's life to social media, they'll feel like that's the only way to go, and they will have to always keep up an appearance. And I don't think I want a child that at such an early age will be solely focused on social media, and I can't exactly pick out the genuine life away from the social media thing.
I totally agree with you.
So I don't think that's something I want to do. I don't mind being the provider for my own child. I don't have to milk them in a way that they have to start making money at such an early age. I don't want my child to
actually
be worried about
agree
money.
with you. I feel like at the end of the day, yeah, let's just allow kids be kids. If your child wants to be an influencer, your child wants to act, your child wants to do whatever they want to do, and that's on the child. But do not let it be forced on them.
That's exactly.
I mean, a lot of kids are getting depressed because of all these things, and we don't even know about it. Like, it's even a lot on adults. It's a lot on me right now. I don't even have followers. Now imagine a child with millions of followers or thousands of followers. It will have both positive and negative impact on the
Because I
child.
feel like they won't even know there's an entire life out there outside of social media. Because why should your child eating, your child brushing their teeth, content every single time? I don't want to shove camera in front of my child's face all of the time.
Yeah, let them just be kids.
Like, what if they're even very uncomfortable, but at some point they might be like, oh, that's my mom, I might not really be able to complain, so let's just go ahead with it. And then there will be this hidden resentment that my own child will have towards me and just grow up hating me. Well, that might not be the case for anybody, but that's just how I am thinking about it.
That's true. I totally agree with you, to be honest. I guess one other thing that bothers me, and I feel like we've both been waiting for this particular one. One thing that bothers me, and like I said, like we have said, this is our own personal opinion, and we are not being judgmental, but in a way, I feel like I am being judgmental on this particular top issue. This one I'm about to raise, because I have issues with young parents who have decided that they would not let babies be babies anymore. Because babies have no business having frontal. Baby have no business with lashes. They have no business with nails. They have no business with makeup. They have no business with skincare products. Like,
that's the worst thing, because your skin absorbs everything you apply. Why? Your baby's skin is already perfect.
I honestly can't.
And it will be that way for probably like 20 to 25 years. why do you feel the need to alter it? Why?
It makes no sense to me.
Talk.
It makes no sense to me, to be honest. And
Frontals,
you know what?
why?
At first, I used to think that I'm sorry, but at first I used to have this idea that the people that do things like that are quote unquote trenches people.
But you
I'm
realize
sorry.
when
But see, I have seen the light. I realized that it has nothing to do with trenches. It has nothing to do with illiteracy.
has nothing to do
Because-
with exposure. Because
Yes,
people the most
I've seen-
exposed ones are doing this very ridiculous.
What I was about to say, because when you see those people like that doing things like this,
'Cause
you
why
wonder
why is a baby wearing makeup?
why. There
You
was
as
this-
an adult to wear makeup
I
and break
remember
out.
this video where the child has this extremely long braid that was touching the ground on Instagram, and in my head I was thinking, I remember when I was a child and they'd have those telephone wire hairs on me. I remember how uncomfortable I used to feel that time. Like, it was funny, it was cute hair. It was really cute because they were just part the
But
bunnies.
that's
and-
just all
but
it is.
it
It's
was-
just cute.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
really
comfortable.
uncomfortable.
Like-
Making it, I would cry my eyes out. I would cry till the hairdresser would finish making
Now,
the hair. Now
As a
look at
something year old.
exactly. I still don't like to make my hair. I really still don't like to make my hair. Now imagine that child with their soft scalp having an extremely long braid that is touching the child's leg, like literally the leg. So I don't know if you have answers though, to be, because I really don't get
I don't
it.
have answers to, and I
I
want
don't
to know
get
what
it.
is going through their minds doing that kind of ridiculous thing. Like dyeing your baby's hair. Why are you dyeing a child's hair?
Even you as an adult, dye is bad for you. So how do you dye a child's hair to real long?
Wearing tight jewelries for babies. Babies no
Saying
hair bubbles.
nobody's saying don't make hair for your kids, but they are children's hair. They are
Very,
children's hair. You
what
don't
hairstyle
you don't
do
have
they do growing up?
you don't have
All
to
the
to
two
wear
puffs.
attachments and
Put
wigs
extensions,
and extensions on
baby's
your
hair.
baby.
Mm.
He has a when the child is like 10 years, the child could do braids. 8 years you could do braids.
Now think about this. As a 3-year-old, you have done frontal for your baby, lashes, makeup, everything for that child. So growing up, you have conditioned that child to think, okay, this is what I have to keep doing for me to maintain the image my own mother has painted for me. So that means as a 7-year-old, you think, oh, now imagine like a kindergarten graduation, your baby will want to have makeup on.
And then for every single time they do not have all those things on, they
They
think
feel like they are
ugly.
lacking and they are not beautiful.
Yeah, please guys, let's do better, please. Like, you may not those people may not necessarily watch this video, but if you watch this video and you know someone that does things like this,
And I don't
please
want to
try
believe we are the
to-
only ones that see. This is not about wokeness or being Gen Z or anything. Whatever
then
generation
we're
you
definitely
think
not
you belong
not
to.
the only one, because we've had
I
this
don't.
discussion
I don't
with
want
friends.
to be the only one
So
that
I
feels
know that other people
uncomfortable
also
with these things.
feel this way, yeah. I know that other people also feel this way. Then I also have issues with people that take their kids to certain places that they do not need to be. Like, I get it. You are trying to be a woke parent. You are trying to, take your kids to. You want your kids to have experiences that you've probably had or whatever the English is. But there's certain places that kids should be in parks. They should be they should be at the beach, be at the pool, be with their friends, be at garden parties and all that. Kids have no reason to be in clubs. They have no reason to be in social houses. They have absolutely no reason to be in
outdoor party.
You
like,
get-
overly loud places.
like clubs,
yourself
guys,
as an
clubs
adult.
to real long.
Loud music will turn your head. Even if you did not drink at the club the night before, when you wake up, you have a headache.
Do you know how many times that we would go to the club and we'll get back and my ear is still ringing till morning? It feels like the music is still in my head. Now imagine a baby. Really, imagine it. Like, just think about it.
people really need to stop seeing their kids as prop.
What we are trying to say is, what I am trying to say is, it is not nice that we do those things to our kids. They do not deserve it, and I feel like they deserve way better than that. Let children be children. Let them be kids. Let them enjoy their childhood. Do them. I mean, what's wrong with packing the puffs and the Barbie looking hair with their pink dresses, and you don't have to wear them Gucci big boots and Gucci jackets and leather clothes for you to feel like you're a fashionable mother, or father. You could as well just wear them their normal fine baby children's things and let them just enjoy their childhood, guys. I feel like that is what we are trying to say.
My own take on this is that let your children actually live as children while they are still very little. They don't have to grow up to be 30 somethings and 40 somethings and trying to start living as the child that they never got to be. They don't have to start living through the childhood trauma all over again when they are adults. They don't have to start unlearning so many things that they could not be as kids while they are adults. Because if they go into the world as adults, as they have lived that life that you conditioned them to live as children, they'll be damaged to society.
Yeah, that's why we have a lot of broken adults right now, because of every single thing they've gone through as kids. We've all been through one or two things. It shaped us in a way, whether we like it, whether we like to accept it or not, but it shaped us one way or the other. And as adults, we said somewhere in this, we try to learn and unlearn a lot of things. You should too. I feel like everybody has to. There are certain things that growing up that they are not good. They are not good for you. They are not good for the children you would have or the ones you already have. So it's better to just learn and unlearn. We keep learning every day. Learning is eternal.
Exactly.
Yeah, we should
so
do
there's
that.
and to be very honest, like we've been saying randomly all through the course of the video, these are our own opinions.
Yeah.
You can have totally different opinions
Exactly.
to what we have. And there's no manual to parenting, there's no manual to life, there's no manual to adulthood. We just have to move with the way of the world.
Yeah, there are just certain things that we know that they are right and wrong. Everybody knows that.
Exactly.
There are certain right and wrong things that we know we should do and we shouldn't do. So you know what? I feel like if we keep going at it, we would never see the end of this
is a
topic.
very vast topic.
I swear,
every
it is
single
unending. And I feel
always
like
have-
we'll probably still have a part 2 and a part 3 of this topic.
Honestly,
because
I'm looking forward to the part 2.
I
And
still
I
have
would prefer us
so
to have
much.
maybe a couple of guys with us to discuss this thing, so we can just
we need to discuss childhood traumas. We really need to. A lot of since so many people don't want to get therapy, we need to probably discuss it for tell each other things.
Exactly.
So that way we probably relieve ourselves of certain traumas.
for that burden.
That has years of
just to
burdens.
unburden ourselves.
Yeah, we should.
So thank you guys. Thank you, Wemi, for having me.
You're welcome.
I really love.
It's always nice having me now. Yeah, I feel like I really enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yes,
I really enjoyed it. It's something that I've always wanted to speak about, and there's no better person to have that conversation with other than Mina. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching. If you watched it to the end, give yourself a round of applause. You've done
And
amazingly
please,
well.
for everyone that will be watching this video, I want you to just drop something, like an opinion about how your childhood was, how it has shaped you into the adult that you are.
Also, I guess it begs the question of, do you think our parents did better at parenting than our generation? Yeah. So yes, I guess we have come to the end of this show.
There's going to be a part 2. I want a part 2. I hope you guys want a part 2. Thank you.
Thank you guys for always. We love you and we hope to
1,000 kisses for all of you. Love you.
Bye guys.